ready to go, and they came out, they competed, and and we were able to finish that one out. And number of guys played really good for us, played really, really well. And, I thought Goff had a big game. That offensive line, Gibbs, J-Mo, Saint, defensively there was a number of guys. Certainly Kirby came up big with 2 picks that were big. And anyway, it was wanted to play complementary football. We did that, and I was really proud of the guys.
Dan, we know your mentality. You spoke about it this week about playing the guys, not resting starters. Just talk about why that was so important for you to come out and have the guys play and get this victory with the starters in rotation as well.
Yeah, there's nothing easy about this, and there's a number of things you got to decide, and we don't get to prepare those other guys because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen for first, second down, third down, red zone leading into the week. And so, for example, like Hooker's not getting those reps. Those are Goff's reps because we don't know. And that's just one example. And so it's not fair. I just don't believe it's fair to put in a guy who's not prepared to play, especially a young player. And then you can only sit 6 guys. So who are all those 6? Well, all right, who are the 6? And then the other guys that don't, was it fair to them that we're not using everything we've got? We flew out here, we prepared this way, we came out to win, and that's ultimately what it came to. And, yeah, you do. You cross your fingers, nobody gets hurt. I mean, it's tough. And we were fortunate, we got out. And now it's on to the next one.
Kirby, I think he had 7 picks in the first 10 games. Had been a little bit of a drought here, but just stepped up in a huge way. 2 big ones that you guys turned into 14 points. Just whenever you guys have needed a kind of a play, it seems like he's been able to step up. Just how proud are you of him? 9 picks on the year now.
Yeah, really, really proud. I mean, it's what we talked about. It was when we needed it the most. Man, he came up big, and we were. We've been talking about it. We knew we needed to get takeaways, and it was just another example of playing complementary football. And, man, he came up in a big way, and not just that, the picks, but, he had some critical tackles in this game and just really showed up for us. So that was big.
Kirby had those big picks, obviously, but you guys didn't force a punt. Just how do you feel overall about your defense and its readiness for the playoffs right now?
Yeah, I wanted to. For me, it's do you want to play a little bit better? Yeah, you do in areas, but we calmed some things down in the second half. AG and those guys did a good job, and we talked about disruption and takeaways, and we got those, and that's the world we got to live in, So I feel good. And because I know that the most important thing is that we do complement each other. And when we need it, offense has got to show up. And defense, if we're not able to score, they got to show up. And we did that. And then we still got special teams, that we hadn't even talked about yet. So we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
What you said about the not resting the starters, did you get even a little bit of a niche after the Vikings won and obviously playing the starters? How does that set you up for the Vikings this week on a short week? Does it give you any kind of benefit for momentum, anything like that?
Well, I'm probably like you guys that were all here, woke up at 2 or whatever this was this morning. And, it was on my mind. I thought a lot about it. I thought about it leading up to the game. I thought about it last night. I told the staff. But I ended up settling on the right thing to do was play these guys, and because we owed it to the team, and it was just one of those positions we were in. It's just hard to say who you're going to sit, and it's not fair to ask guys to play that haven't been prepared to play, So yeah, that was tough, and I think the biggest thing is there was things we wanted to do better than we did last week, and we did. We cleaned a lot of things up offensively. I thought defensively we talked about getting takeaways. We got takeaways, and so that'll always serve you well going into the next week. And look, there was never going to be anything, we knew what this is. You're out on the West Coast, you go, man, it's all good. That's what we do. You know what I mean? This is what we do. Like, we love it hard. And this is our deal right now. So we're looking forward to this, everything about this week.
Speaking of what you do, undefeated on the road, Dan, it's so hard to win on the road in this league. To go undefeated, I mean, just how much of an accomplishment is that for you personally? Well,
it shows the type of guys we got, shows the type of players we got. And, we're a resilient group. We just are. And we're built to handle things that not everybody can do. And, you go 8-0 on the road, that means you're a pretty damn good team. And you can handle adversity. And so, I'm proud of these guys. I'm proud of the coaches. It takes a village. It takes everybody. So we prepare that way, and we play that way.
Dan, we saw Panay head to the locker room a little bit earlier in the first half. Is he dealing with anything that is a long-term concern at all?
No, shouldn't be. Should be good. Thumb.
Hey, Dan, you had 11 conversions today on third or fourth down. Just how were you guys so good on money downs tonight?
I mean, we felt good about the plan going into the week. And ultimately it was going to come down to the execution. So we did feel like we had a really good plan, put our guys in position, and ultimately, man, Golf played lights out today, and he's been playing like this. And I feel like he took another step up, which is hard to believe, with where he's been playing because it is such a high level. So that, and then our playmakers showed up, man. They made plays for us. The O-line protected well. And usually that means you're going to have success.
Dan, I know we asked you earlier this week about just coming back here at this stage playing. Even for some of the media, we was just like, it was crazy to just experience that after last year.
Hard to believe it's been almost a year, huh?
How was it to actually come out and get this victory on this stage? I know it's not going to take away the pain from last year, but just to actually get that victory on the stage.
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, there's so many things that you want to get a taste out of your mouth that's been there for a while, and so it feels good to do that. It feels good to come out here and get that win. And I tell you what, everything about this was right. It just felt good. It was a great night for football, great environment. That's a good team with good coaches, and man, they came out and they gave us what they had, man. They did, and we knew they would. So, we had to earn that win, and we did, and that got us to 14. So I'm really proud of the guys.
The Cowboys win. This win, does this complete the Dan Campbell revenge tour?
No, it's not.
It
was good to get this one. It was good to get this one.
Does it though? Is there something more behind it for you, for the players, as far as avenging these kind of tough losses in the past?
Well, I just think that was tough, and look, we didn't earn it last year, and they did, and so to be able to, even though it's not the same as last year, to be able to come out to the scene of the crime and get it done, it does give you some satisfaction.
Dan, you mentioned it. You didn't get any help, obviously, from Green Bay yesterday. But I guess what is the message about the opportunity, the challenge that this week brings?
This is what you're in it for, man. I mean, this is ultimately it. I mean, you couldn't write a better scenario. You couldn't come up with this. The fact that both teams are sitting at 14-2. And it's for the division and the 1 seed. It just doesn't get any better than this. Like, this is fairy tale stuff. And so, I mean, it speaks for itself. Our guys are excited. I told you the hardest thing was not to overlook what we were getting ready to do today. And now that it's here, we spend the next 6 hours on the plane. This is great, man. This is it's as good as it gets, and so we're looking forward to this, and it's early. We just finished the last game.
Coach, what does it mean for Jared? Coming back to the Bay Area, this is a team he hasn't beaten in I think almost 7 years. Get the win and play so well.
That.
Yeah, and play so well.
Good, I guarantee you.
Yeah. But what is it like for him? I'm sure he had a lot of friends and family here to have that kind of performance at home, basically.
I know he had a lot of friends and family here. And, so I know in that regard that meant something. There was a lot that meant, something to him. Certainly what Carlos just brought up, the fact that to be able to get a win out here and what we didn't last year, and then the previous history you're talking about with the Rams, and then have the family. But this is a different Jared Goff now. He's different. And this guy is developed and matured, and he's just stepping into his prime, and he just continues to get better and better. And he's playing at an ultimate level right now. I mean, you find me a quarterback that's playing better than him in this league right now. I'd love to see it.
Guy we don't get to ask about this time of year a lot, but Craig Reynolds really showed up today, both in the receiving game and the running game. Just how big of a boost is that as you kind of go out there without David in these final weeks?
It's huge. And once again, it's like that's Craig. That's what Craig does. And, Craig doesn't get hardly any reps because they go to Gibbs. Or David, when we had David, he gets a couple here and there. And so he goes in from the mental work of preparing, and he's always on point. He knows exactly where to line up, alignment, assignment, effort, finish. And he shows up once again for us. And that's why we trust him. We trust the heck out of him. And normally he's been a big special teams contributor for us, always has silent production. And he steps in, and you're right, man. He was a huge help for us offensively. Well, we'll see. I mean, he's doing well. I mean, he's close. He's really close. Okay.